All right, we are live. We are live. We are going to wait a couple minutes to let everybody roll in, but we can't waste any time. It says wisecrack up here. Not sure why, but crack's the man, so I'll take it. But this is the Steam Room, and we're going to get to the NFL. We only have like 1 o'clock game, 4 p.m. Eastern games, and the 1 8 p.m. game. Otherwise, they're all early, so we don't have time to waste today. I'm going to dive right in because I want to cover as many as possible, and more importantly, we're staying low volume on premiums, and the new system's been implemented at Wager Talk, and that's why the Steam sheet has not been up. My goal is to have that up with the first of the year every single day. Just had to get used to the system because I wanted to make sure the Steam sheet is up and available, and I have the ability to keep adding all that information because that's priceless. And subscribers already get that. So I want you to have all that information so that the days that I don't confirm a lot of premiums, you may have some strong leans that then I'm able to confirm. So busy morning. Save all questions till the end. And the way we're going to do it, we're going to go game by game, pull up your odds logic screens, or at the very least, your Wager Talk screen. And we'll get this going. We're going to wait 2 minutes for it to get to 12 p.m. Eastern, and then we're diving in. No time to waste. Coming off a rare losing day, we split in the NFL, hit our 5% in college football with Penn State. Got a little greedy with LSU. Had a really good line at +3. We pushed there, but lost on the second bet. But overall, it's just been phenomenal. Positive in the bowl season. That's what we want heading into these playoffs. We have 2 futures that are live. We have Alabama, right? We have Alabama still pending, and we have Ohio State still pending. So we still have 2 futures that are live in the college football playoffs, and going to be dropping some bombs. So get ready for the start of 2026. I know a lot of you have taken advantage and jumped on board for the year. That's the move. That's how you're going to increase your ROI and not pay too much for the information. That's how I do my subs. I pay for the long term. That way I get it discounted for anything I buy pretty much. With that said, Xmas, Christmas 25, Xmas 25, 25% off everything. So the yearly is up and available. Partner for 2026. You're going to see this year Steam sheet starting January 1st. So subscribers will automatically get that for free each and every day, pretty much, unless there's no volume. I'm not going to put it out there for nothing. And that'll have you on board for the whole 365. And like I said, we're going to stay low volume on the premiums and just fire bombs. Fire the 4%ers and focus on those. Right now, like I said, currently #1 in profit in college football in 2025, #1 in profit NFL regular season 2025, #1 in profit 4 and 5% in NFL. So bottom line, I'm not going to bleed that profit back on these 2 weeks, which are very difficult, the last 2 weeks of the season. But I will share all the information, and if you have conviction, go ahead and fire. But real quickly, because a lot of you have jumped on for the next 365 where we're partnering up together, use the risk management that I urge. Don't use the rating. The 1% to 5% that I release is a rating. That reflects the strength. 1% the weakest, 5% the strongest. But we don't bet that amount of our bankroll. Right away, January 1st, you need to take your bankroll and cut it into units. Simply put, what do you want your risk of ruin to be? Because even with winning information, you will get ruined. That's going to happen. That's the inevitable. Just some more shit coming in. That's going to happen. Even during our most profitable years, we've had some losing weeks, days, months. That's going to happen. If you're not prepared for that, you'll never profit in this racket. There's a reason why only 0.5% of all sports betting accounts have positive lifetime earnings. You heard me correct. 0.5% of sports betting accounts have shown a profit. So it's not an easy task, but if you manage risk correctly, it's doable. And here's what we do. We bet 0.25% of the rating. That's it. So before you even begin, that has to be established. Take that out of the equation. You start with your bankroll. This is what my risk of ruin. I work with an 80-20 where I'm comfortable doubling my bank 8 out of 10 times. To do that, I need 400 units. Okay? You could have a 1% risk of ruin where you double your bank 99 out of 100 times. To do that, though, you need 1,000 units. 1,000 units. So if you're betting $10 a unit, you need 10 grand. Now, who has a $10,000 bankroll out there that's betting $10 and $20 a game? Not many, right? That's why they all get ruined. We've all been there. I've been ruined. You've been ruined. We've all been ruined. Why? Because our risk of ruin is way too high. So it doesn't matter. Even if you have an edge, you will lose money if your risk of ruin is too high. Let me repeat that. Even if you're a mathematical certainty, you've proven to have an edge. If you overbet that edge, if you mismanage your risk, you will go broke. Being a winner is not going to save you. So how do we do that? We use the Kelly criteria, but we use it like advantage blackjack players do it. And that's they use a quarter Kelly. That's a quarter of the Kelly criteria. So what do we do? 0.25. That's it. 0.25 of 1%, 0.25 of 2%, 0.25 of 3%, 0.25 of 4%, 0.25 of 5%. That's it. So for instance, I sent out a 4% play. What's 0.25 of 4%? That's 1% of bankroll. But you shouldn't have to calculate that. Why? Because on January 1st, you should have your bankroll and you should treat this like a business so it pays like a business. And how do you do that? You divide it by units. And if you want to work with an 80-20 like I do, then you divide it by 400, whatever your bankroll is. So if you have a $10,000 bankroll, you're betting $25 units. So on a 1% play, you're betting 25, 2% 50, 3% 75, 4% 100, and a 5% play like yesterday's Penn State, you're betting 125. So the most you're ever going to bet with $10,000 bankroll is $125 on a dog or to win 125 if it's a favorite. That's it. Doing that, we will double your bank 8 out of 10 times with the edge I have. That's a mathematical certainty. We will have some losing days, weeks, even months, but we will double our bank 8 out of 10 times using that. You could cut it to 10% where you double it 9 out of 10, but you need to divide by 500. You need to do that on January 1st, and we do not revisit it again until you double up your bankroll. That's it. It's that simple. That's how I went from betting 100 to 500 to now betting 1,000 to 5,000. And I could bet more, but that's what I'm comfortable with. Having a 400K bankroll, betting 1 to 5K, knowing I'm going to double that bank 8 out of 10 times. That's the risk I'm comfortable with. That's the bottom line. So, Xmas 25, Xmas 25, and you're on board. Ask for the blackjack course. You will get that thrown in. I paid 5 dimes for that same course, and I taught more secrets than I learned. Trust me. I gave the good. Even if you don't have a blackjack bankroll today, you could dust that off in 2-3 years and have the edge against the house every time you walk in to play blackjack. Because I'll tell you which games to play, exactly how much money you need, and how to bet size correctly, and all the tricks of the trade to be the favorite. Doesn't mean you're going to win every time. Remember, we're the favorite every day with these plus EV plays. Doesn't mean we're going to win every day. So let's dive in because we don't have a lot of time. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go through all the early games, of course. Almost all of them are early today. I'll give you what information I have. Hopefully, you can confirm some plays. I will let you know any premiums that come through. Right now, we have one last prop. I gave out 4 props. This is our final prop. I said I'm going to give the 5 strongest as props today, since our volume is low on sides and totals, because got to be real selective today. Got to be very, 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 very selective. Again, we're not giving none of this profit back, are we? That's not how we roll. So let me give you this. It's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, okay? Passing yards. Aaron Rodgers passing yards. And you're looking to go over 183.5. So we're going over 183.5. And again, you should probably be able to get better than that. I'm seeing that right now easily. Over 183.5. Over 183.5. Good to minus 125. Good to minus 125. This is the final prop. I said I was going to use as premiums the 5 strongest props. Those are in now. For subscribers, they don't go in the daily. And that's it. Also, that so one that I gave out is strong too, but didn't qualify because the line moved a little bit in some of the books, moved about a yard and a half. And I didn't want that discrepancy, but that's it. We're good. Now you got 5 premium props, 5 premium props, all plus EV. All right. Only 3% plays, 0.75. Now we're going to go to our sides and totals. Again, if you don't have a lot of outs and you get the smaller market stuff, the Croatian soccer, the handball in Taiwan, bro, ignore it. These props, ignore it. There are subscribers that do this seriously and have 5, 6, 7, 10 outs, different outs, and they have access to get down. That's why yesterday I cut and pasted that bet that I got 6, 7 yards better than what I released it at after I released it. What I'm giving you is there if you have outs. But if you don't have outs, then you're not going to find it just having one DraftKings account, one FanDuel account, one Caesars account. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get the sharpest small market stuff. And that's okay. That's okay. Because we're crushing these sides and totals. You're seeing the 4% where they're at. But for the smaller market, props, handball, soccer, tennis, you need multiple outs. You need Vegas runner type outs. Exactly. That's what you need. Not just the on screen. You need some off screen. So let's dive in, because I was ready to fire 5% today, but it may come tonight on Sunday Night Football or Monday night. You know, we've been doing on primetime. From now on, you know what? I've reconsidered. From now on, I'm only going to reply till the end of this NFL season. I only will reply to the pimp of primetime. So if you want me on your show, if you want me to do a segment, you must refer to me as the pimp of primetime, because what we've done to these primetime games is unfucking believable. Let me see. 24-12 Sunday night, Monday Night Football last 6-7 weeks. All right, let's dive in. No use to keep bragging. Those that are on board and treating this like a business, you're already jumping on board with me. Xmas 25. Don't waste it on a week of that bullshit. I make more that way, but go for the year. We go for the year. So your ROI is higher. So the pimp of primetime's diving in. Here's what our props were. Remember, Trey McBride, over 7.5 receptions. Aaron Rodgers, longest completion, under 30.5. Dylan Sampson, receptions, over 2.5. Chris Olave, receptions, over 5.5. Aaron Rodgers passing yards over 183.5. Those are the premium plays. We also went over Tyler Show. So call them what you will. English was my second language. Over 221.5, 222. You're very welcome, boys. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. The Pimp of Primetime is live and kicking. All right, let's start off at the top. Arizona, Cincinnati. You know what we got? We bet under 53.5. Good at 53, no problem. This line's way too high. Open about 50.5. And it's got juiced because of recency bias, but you saw that sharp money start to come in on the under. I also like Arizona. I think the line's a little bit too high on the Cincinnati side, but I haven't been able to confirm. Power rating wise, I make this one about a 5.5 point line. Again, Cincinnati's a team that won 2 out of their 7 games at home. I get it. They're coming off a win and they've won 2 of their last 4, but when in doubt, zoom out. When I zoom out, this is a team that's won 3 of their last 7. Having them as a touchdown favorite to me makes absolutely no sense. So it's a dog or pass situation, but we're on the under. Seattle, Carolina, next game. Yeah, Trey, Mario, listen, bro, no one's trying to screw you over. I'm trying to get them out to you guys as soon as possible. I use what's in the system. It's a brand new system. They are fixing it and upgrading it and get it to where it's to the split second. If you want, I could not send the information out because if you think I'm trying to screw you over the juice, I write in what the juice is. Again, if you have one out, you're not going to get it. But I could show you right now how the Trey McBride, I got minus 115 at 822. So again, I can't bet these for you. I can tell you what we're betting. And as far as the line, those are in the back end. That's it. It's what's available to me. I could either not send it to you or use what's there. Now, some of those, again, are going to move. Other times, it happens to be in the back end, the stale line. And what do? I write inside. I even say, graded at this. Dude, no one's trying to screw you over for a fucking minus 10 cents. Like, that's this nonsense. And this is what happens. Because I'll sit here for 15 minutes. I don't give a shit. I have my bets in. They contact customer service. And then I have to spend 15 minutes explaining the customer service to the girls because they don't understand that. Listen, no one's trying to cheat this customer. I'm trying to get this information to the other 336 subscribers right now that probably, even let's say 10% of them, only 10% of them can get it. That's still 33 people that are going to be able to use this information. Just because you can't doesn't mean you need to shut it down for everybody else. Again, I don't need to share any of this shit. I could make a ton of money at Wager Talk putting out 2 plays today. That's what I could do. I could say Gianni's 2-pack, 4%, or better yet, I could just upgrade one to a 5% and I'll make a couple $1,000s today doing nothing, laying on my couch. But I work hard for you guys and you're going to call me out on this. This is the kind of shit that pisses me off. This is the kind of nonsense that someone actually took time out of their day, went in there to prove that, dude, that line was minus 113 at that moment, not 150. Like, seriously, bro? That's where we're at? There's 70 fucking plays I'm giving out every day. I'm giving you handball in Taiwan. And you think I'm trying to jerk you off over 10 cents on a line? Are you serious? That's how I'm number one in college football, number one in NFL, because I'm sending out stale lines? That's what you're telling me? That's our argument? Because I don't have time for this nonsense. Again, go buy picks from someone that's going to give you their top 3, and I promise you those lines will be available because they don't move markets. Those lines will definitely be available. There's best bets and games of the year all over the internet, So have at it. We do things a little differently here. We trade for real. Like I said, whether we cover 1 game or 10 games, that's on you guys, not on me. I'm here to work for you. But like I said, please save the questions till the end. Allow me to go through game by game, share as much information as possible. Then if you have a complaint, please bring it forward. But to sit there and stop when we're rolling to call out a prop. How about the other 6? Tell me the other 6. How about the other 57 lines I gave out over the last 48 hours? How many of them are you telling me that I gave you a better number than what you got down? Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll wait. How many are you emailing customer support to say, thank you? Gianni gave out -3. I got -2.5. How many times have you done that, bro? How many times have you DM'd me to say, yo, thank you? You gave that out at 7.5. I got -7. How many times? How many times? 0. Never. So again, this is a perfect example of the nonsense that you have to avoid. If that's the shit you're nitpicking, you're never going to make money betting sports. In a room that I was working with, if they called out Dallas -4, and I looked at the screen and everywhere it was 5, and I said, bro, it's 5. I'd have said, get the fuck out of the room, grab your shit and go. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's get back to work. The glasses are on. The glasses are on. All right. Seattle, Carolina. You know what I like here. We're on the under. I like Seattle as well. This line should be higher. I know Carolina's in a must-win, but why are you in a must-win? Because you must not be all that good, right? Right? We like the Seattle side. We like the Seattle side, but my sharpest out isn't showing it respect. In fact, he's doing the opposite. He's giving it to us at a discount. I don't like that. I don't like that. So we have no reason to force anything. We're going to sit that one out on the Seattle side. Instead, we're going to sit on our under, Now, we do look at the Arizona. We do like Arizona. We just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So now let's move to the Giants and Vegas. Here's the problem I'm having here. Now, the Giants earlier in the week got a little bit of sharp money when they were at like -1, 1.5. Okay. Now, today they got hit up to -3. So it's either Vegas or pass at this point, right? We know that. We're sharp enough to know that. Here's the problem I'm having. I can't bet this Vegas team, even at home. And I live here. Thanks, Mad Max. Brother, I'm telling you, wait till you see what's going to happen in college basketball. Honestly, I'm set up for January 1st with the groups that I'm working with, more accounts than I've ever had. Here's what's coming in 2026. We were going to dominate and break records, bro. I'm telling you, with the premium shit. And the Steam sheet will be up and kicking for you. So that's the problem I'm having here. It's a Vegas or pass situation where it sits right now. But who really is confident taking Vegas? I mean, let's be honest. It's a team that's won 1 game at home. These 2 teams, you have a Giants that are 0-8 on the road and a 1-6 Vegas team. If this is the best you can find in EV in the sports book, you're in a lot of trouble. I said that to Ariel this morning. I didn't want to be boring because we were going over games, but I said, I'm not going to risk my subscribers' profit that we worked hard all year because we need action. That's not going to happen. My goal is to make sure to protect their bankroll so that when it is time to drop bombs, we're able to drop them. And that's going to happen because these college football playoffs, you're going to see nothing but 4 and 5% plays. Penn State type shit. Oh, wait. Okay. We were going to fire. Hold a second. Let's move on to that Giants. Like I said, Giants and Vegas. What can I share here? This is a pass. This is a pass. This is a pass. I know John Murray came on and said they need Vegas. He was funny because he's like, we always need Vegas. And that's kind of true because the book, everybody's always fading them. But I can't take them here. Let's move on to Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. A lot of sharp money on Cleveland, okay? Looking to spoil Steelers season kind of stuff, all right? That line moved down. Then today you saw Steelers steam come in. So we have a lot of sharp money coming in on Pittsburgh, who's won 3 straight, covered 3 straight against a team like Cleveland that's, lost 4 in a row, 2 wins in their last 10. I don't know why the love for Cleveland from the Sharps early. All right. Our Arizona-Cincinnati lines totals dropping to 52. All right. All right. We got down it early. Good, good, good. That's what we want. We want good bets today. We want good bets. That's the key. We want good bets. Like yesterday was a losing day, but I thought we played some good bets. And just when the dust settled, it just didn't work out that way. But I thought like North Texas, they had time. They could have covered that game. LSU, like we had +3 on LSU early. Like that's the goal, to place good bets. And to close out this year, we have 2 or 3 days. We're going to stay selective. And then, like I said, January 1st, the switch is on. The switch gets flipped on. Xmas 25. Xmas 25. All right, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Here's where we're at here. Here's where we're at. Give me a second, okay? Because you're seeing two-way sharp action here, all right? And then you're seeing a disagreement even on the total, all right? Personally, when I look at my power ratings here, what do I have? I have the Steelers should be about a 4.5-point favorite, which is what it's sat at. And this total should be lower. Now, in the first time they played, they scored what, 32 points combined. The total was 38.5. They've lowered it off of that, okay? They've lowered it off of that. I like the under there, man. I like the under again. I think there's some recency bias because you have Cleveland scoring last week. You have Pittsburgh scoring 3 straight weeks. Dude, Pittsburgh's total was 51.5 last week. All right, now you're looking at a 35, a 2-touchdown adjustment. There's a reason for that. I like the under. Just can't get confirmation. First of all, best, let's address this, bro. I don't do cocaine. All right. I've done cocaine. I grew up like everybody else. I don't lie about my past. I came here to Vegas as a single man, 25 years old. I partied with strippers, porn stars, tourists. I had a good 20s here. But I'm a 50-year-old man, bro. If you think that I'm getting up and doing drugs like cocaine, you've lost your fucking mind. The worst, there's even the dudes that are like Crystal. Do I look like the kind of guy that cops his drugs in trailer parks? Bro, I couldn't even tell you what Crystal looks like. When I did my drugs, I made sure I got Class A shit, rocket fuel, bro. Uncut. Okay? So there was a time and a place for everything. This ain't the time or place. That much I can promise you. This is my rocket fuel, and I can't help it. I'm hyper. That's how I am. That's my baseline. I actually have this, like, if I smoke weed to calm down. But, that unfortunately, that's the kind of thing you can't do all day or you lose motivation. So I have to just stay myself. And myself is energy. I love my life. I love what I do. I wake up excited. I'm sorry. I know there's some people that brushes them wrong and they have to do drugs to feel like I do, but I don't. I love, dude, I swear to you, I wake up with a heart on every fucking morning. I thank God. I'm so grateful for my life. Like, I don't deserve this. Most of you know where I came from, bro. I come from a row house in Philadelphia. My parents didn't speak English. My mom didn't work. My father worked in a restaurant, started as a dishwasher, and died when I was a teenager. Bro, I'm supposed to be driving a cab out here. I'm supposed to be a bartender. I'm supposed to be dealing blackjack. I'm not supposed to have a $120,000 sports car, living in a fucking palace and having financial freedom. Like, that's not supposed to be my life, but it is. And I thank God. And I'm grateful for it. And I appreciate it. And I try to do good things. And that's not a good thing. Drugs are not a good thing. And that's why I am taking time to address that. Because to me, that's an insult. My goal is to get to heaven. And that's not going to defile my body or promote something like that where I know it's killing people. And I'm gonna put money into that economy that I know kids are dying. People are losing loved ones. Like, that's not a joke, saying that kind of shit. Oh, he's a cokehead. He's a cokehead. He's a cokehead. That's honestly, that's the most vile insult, because you see somebody with energy, you see somebody happy, well, he's got to be a drug addict. That's so disgusting that's what comes to people's heads. I honestly, to me, that's just so fucking gross that's just, that you see somebody with a ton of energy that wakes up fucking ready to go. It's like, what drug's he on? Bro, it's like, are you kidding me? Bro, we're alive. Do you know how many people died, didn't wake up today? Do you have any idea? Do you know every minute how many people are dying? We're alive, bro. We're alive. If you need drugs to feel happy or to be hyper, bro, I'm sorry, man. You're making some bad life choices. But there's time to change. The choice you make today is going to affect you down the road. Remember that. The life you're living right now is because of the choices you made 3, 4, 10 years ago. So if you want that to change, you got to change today. You're not going to see instant results, but I promise you, you're going to see them down the road. No, bro, I swear that, like, this isn't me defending myself or anything. This is me just wanting to explain that we got to get past that kind of nonsense where, like, we just look at negativity and try to see the bad. Like, that's all. That's why I took the time to address that. And especially when it comes to drugs, like, that's serious shit. People are dying every day, bro. Every day. A dude I saw in the news last night bought dope from some dude at the Wynn, and it was fentanyl, and him and his buddy OD'd and shit. Like, bad shit happens. Those things aren't things to joke about, bro. Those things aren't things to joke about. That's all. So please, if I was doing drugs, I promise you, Ace would be doing a line right here, right here, right here. There ain't nothing to get over, bro. I'll talk whatever the fuck I want to talk about, Ryan. You don't want to listen? Go. This is Ace's stream. I'll sit here and talk about it for the next 45 minutes to myself if I feel like it. That's financial freedom. I don't have to sell packages. I don't have to give out coupon codes. Dude, I don't have to wake up in bed. I could sit in fucking bed. I made good choices over the last 10 years. That's why. Thank God. Thank you, God. You're a great God, a loving God. Thank you. That's why I try to do good things. No, I did this. I don't need the. I woke up so happy today. They gave me a email from 3 Square that they're doing 3x your donation, and I just sent them money at 3 Square. And not a lot, $250, but I'm like, that's 750 meals I just fed 750 people. Those are the kind of things that you need to talk about, celebrate. All right, let's get back to work. We've done 2 games. And we could be crushing. We could be crushing. All right, let's go. All right, Vegas. We said we're passing Pittsburgh, Cleveland. You know what I like there? I like the under. But I don't have too much conviction. That's the truth. New Orleans and Tennessee. Again, what an ugly game. I can't believe that there's actually money being bet on New Orleans, that the public's betting New Orleans. Yeah. I don't get it. I'm seeing nothing but Saints money in the back end, Saints and over. And I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, they're the worst team. Arguably, you're talking about the worst teams in all of the NFL when you got the Jets, Vegas, Cleveland, Giants, Tennessee, like the Saints, Carolina, Washington. Those are all bad teams. This late in the season, you got to be real cautious because what's it called? What's the motivation for these teams? And it's so hard to quantify that. Now, the Saints have looked good. They've won 3 straight. They've covered 4 in a row. And I think that's where the love's coming in for them. But they're on the road, man. And they're road favorites of only a point, but still, I don't know. Maybe you're just gutsier than me. All right, Tampa and Miami. Now, this one we're going to get involved in because this line's wrong. All right. Let's talk this down a little bit. Okay. Now, I look at Tampa Bay and I look at Miami. Power rated wise, where do I have them? All right. I have them so close that on a neutral field, Tampa Bay should only be about a 2.5 point favorite. All right. Now, Tampa Bay's had a tougher strength of schedule. They have the better offense. Both are very comparable defensively, but they're on the road. And this is a Tampa team that's got 1 win since November 1st. 1 win. And we're almost in January. They don't have a cover in November or December. And now they're laying how many points? I get it. It's Miami. And there ain't shit to play for a lot of these teams. But you're paying a heavy premium right now for Tampa Bay. And I just do not think that's warranted. I don't. So we're going to put that on the side too. We got some time to decide. Like I said, I like Arizona and I like Miami as 2 of the uglier dogs. But we don't have to race. Now, and yeah, exactly. Both Florida here. That's funny. Toronto. We bet Toronto in NHL. I just want to share that. And then in college basketball, Pepperdine plus 30. Pepperdine plus 30 attracted sharp money. I didn't use it. I didn't release the subscribers, but I did move it. So that's definitely a sharp side. Go on to Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Now, again, there's not much to talk about this week. It kind of sucks, even the SteamRoom, just because all week we talked about what team has to win, what team's playing for nothing. Like these last 2 weeks of the NFL, you have to be real selective. Even like me, how many premiums do we have today? 3 totals. And the rest are prompts. Because again, I'll wait and pick off those positions that I think offer us the most value. And if they don't, we're good there. Now, Jacksonville, Indianapolis. Ugly game. I talked about that on Bet On It. Like, it's Jacksonville's on fire. I mean, it's a team that's not just winning convincingly. And now they've covered 6 straight games? And you're playing an Indianapolis team that's lost 5 in a row, 5 straight. But another spot where I think the spread becomes the great equalizer. And at 4.5 road favorites, you're talking about what would they be at home? Double digits? Yeah, I don't see it. So Indy's one of those other dogs that I'm trying to get myself to have the guts. It may be best. It may be. You may be right. This may be the spot for ain't that the truth, JK? The spot for Jacksonville to look good. Now, New England and the Jets. Let's cover this real quickly because this is another one that's just way ridiculous, bro. Come on. The Patriots are 2 touchdown favorites on the road. They were 2 touchdown favorites at home. And the Jets covered that game a month ago. This is a huge number, man. This is a huge number. And it has to do with the recency bias. Look at the Jets' last 2 games. They got outscored by 20 plus, actually by 20 plus points in 3 straight games. So, I mean, obviously it's a fade of the Jets. But let's not forget what the look-ahead line was. This was 9. Then it went to 11.5. Now you're looking at 13. Again, I just don't see where the justification is other than, you know, they just ain't playing for anything. Yeah, it does make my stomach hurt too, Phil. Ain't that the truth? The Jacksonville total, let me take a look at that for you. I like the under. I like the under. I like the under in Jacksonville. I do. Let me explain. Because you have the Indianapolis, when you look at them, they're top 10 offensively, but defensively they're awful, right? About 25th, all right, for Indianapolis. Now, we look at Jacksonville, all right? Same thing, offense, top 10. The defense is lagging. So both these teams, it's the offense that's a lot better on paper. Usually, you're going to pay a premium towards the over. The line's going to be shaded towards that bias of high scoring, okay? Now, we have that here. Coupled with, though, if you're the opposing team, what's the goal? Keep that high-profile offense on the other side off the field, right? Maybe change that game plan a little bit. And I think that's what we're looking at here. I don't think you're going to get a shootout type of matchup. I really don't. Especially we have that recency of just a few weeks ago where they scored 55 points. Dude, I'm liking this more and more. And they have 5 straight overs in the series. 6 straight overs. But no total has ever been above 45. In fact, most. Wow. Okay. Listen, I'm looking at this under. I think I'm going to bet this under now. I'm glad you called this out. Hold on. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Jacksonville, where you at? Yeah, I'm going 4%. Yeah, another one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, baby. Let's go. Yeah, we go 48 now. There's 49. 49 minus 15's out there. Wow. 49 at Profit, 49 at Pinnacle. And juiced over. You know what? I'm going to take it to 49 at minus 115. That's the move. Because we should be paying minus one, close to 120 for that. That's the move. Especially look at it at Bet Online. So watch. Let's go under 49. Good at good to 48. This is good to 48. But why not get the best of it? Via Pinnacle. Because my sharper book has it juiced to the under at 48. That's why we're jumping on this right away. And that's why I would take this at 48 at 110. Yeah, this got 4%. All right. Right. Another premium. Let's attach that to the package. Boom. There we go. 423. Oh, I like our bets today, our premiums. We got 4 totals and then the props. And again, the props only because those would be on the Steam sheet. January 1st, those would be on the Steam sheet, except maybe 1 or 2 that were the absolute strong, like really stuck out. Otherwise, they would all be on the Steam sheet for free for you guys. But since we're not doing that till January 1st and we have low volume, I said I'll share it. All right. Now, looking at teasers, here's what's teasable right now. Tennessee up to 7.5. With it, the Rams down to -0.5. That's it. Yeah, look, Pittsburgh under getting steamed. Pittsburgh under getting steamed. I'm thinking I should maybe bet that, right? Let me see something now. Real fast. Arizona. All right, you ready? I got another one for you. I got another one for you. You might be right with the Carolina, man. I like Seattle. My power ratings say Seattle, but I can't pull the trigger. But what I can pull the trigger on, let's do it. Let's do it. You know, you already know. You already know. If you know, you know. We're looking at Arizona, man. Come on. Yeah, I gave out the 5 premium props for free that I gave out, and then one more. All right. You know how we're doing this. You know how we're going to do it. We're going to take the 7.5. We're going to take the 7.5. We're going to buy the 7.5. It's -115 at Pinnacle, but we'll go to -125. Are you kidding me? If you could get it, if not, 7's good. 7's good. 7 will work. Yeah, it's good at 7. It's good at 7 for sure. I like our bets today. And then we're going to look later. We'll go over this later. It's on. Don't forget, Xmas 25. Take advantage of that shit, man. Boom. All right. Look, I give it to you guys and do all that before I even bet. I haven't even bet it yet. I haven't bet it. All right, so we got I bet that Arizona too. I need action. All right, no new prop. No new prop. The last one was the Rogers over. All right, let's look at real quickly later games too. Let me give you what I can. You know, I got to give you everything I can. Love you guys. Buffalo, Philly, you know, we got the under there. I don't like that line's climbing. I got a bad number. I got under 44.5, and I could get 45.5 right now at Westgate. So I got a bad bet there. I just hopefully be the product of good luck. Vegas Giants, you know my opinion there right now. Chicago, San Francisco, you know the pimp of prime time's been waiting on these 67% over 6+ weeks. And I wait to see what the early games do and then see what they adjust. Because I was looking at Chicago, but here's the problem. They're now 3.5. So the San Francisco went through key 3. That's giving me a problem. That's giving me pause. I don't hold back. You know, I tell you where I stand, and that's the problem I'm having right now with that. Because my power ratings, here, I'll tell you what it shows. And it's San Francisco. I have San Francisco is a little bit too high of a favorite. But you see the respect it's getting. That's the issue I'm having. Let's look at this total. Yeah, see, Chicago's coming in off back-to-back unders. San Francisco coming off of back-to-back overs. Makes this a tough game. So again, I check back. If you see the pimp of primetime put up a package, then you know I got confirmation. Otherwise, we're going to roll into Monday night. And like Murray said, with Monday night, it's going to come down to what risk they have, because I'm surprised they're not doing teaser protection on the Rams. Oh, the Bears, they got the flu. That's not good. All right, my man just shared some good information there. All right, let me tell you what's sticking out the most here. I'm glad we stayed off Seattle. And I'm even glad we stayed off of Miami. A part of me wants to take Miami, but I can't do it. So we have, the Jacksonville under too, right? Oh, do I add the Steeler under on my parlay? Got to throw in a parlay. You know that. No. right. It changed. I'm doing a parlay now. I'll give it to you now. Here's what I'm doing my parlay. You ready? Arizona and under in the Panthers, under in the Colts, under in the Eagles. And then I'm going to add the Bears because I could take them to 4, and then we could always hedge that. That's why we want that last play on a dog. Oh, and the under in the Colts. That was the one I forgot. Now, the Eagles one scares me a little bit. I'll be honest. Because I don't like where that respect the total's getting. But I got to stick with it. It's just a parlay. And I'm not putting it in for much. I could move these lines a little bit too. They let me move them a half point or point here. And it's only going to be, what's in this account? $227.50. $227.50. That's it. To win 9,917. Let's take a shot for 10 dimes. Let's go. 10 dime shot. Here we go. Here we go. I actually lost 6 dimes to him yesterday. So that would be nice to hit with him, right? That would be nice. I like where we're at. I like our premiums. I like it. We got five premiums, all 4%. We're number 1 in profit on those. And I like that here's what we stayed off of. We stayed off of Miami. We stayed off Indianapolis. And we stayed off the Jets. Those are the 3 that power rating wise showed I should be betting them. But I didn't get any confirmation from sharp accounts agreeing with it. And I don't have the conviction because some of the factors I can't quantify, like motivation. So based on my power ratings, it shows value, but would they be adjusted for motivation? That's why I'm very selective. You saw, or we would only have 5 bets today, and for me that's low. But I made the props premiums today because we have no Steam sheet, and I wanted to get them out to you guys, and that's pretty much the only way. So please don't let that overwhelm you. If you just jumped on, you're not going to be getting 10, 12 bets once January 1st starts. That Steam sheet will be in there once again, and all that stuff will be in there for you guys. Like I said, partner up for the year, get the blackjack course, Xmas 25, and just use that risk management. Please, please, please use the risk management. And I will be back with the 1 o'clock games. That's the 4 o'clock your time. And of course, the Sunday night, Monday night, Pimp Prime Time will be back. We'll be back to do some damage. And sorry, went off on different tangents, but we just hang out. This is the room where we trade. And once the NFL season's over, we're going to be doing it on Saturdays a lot for college basketball. That's where you'll be getting all the live stuff. And a lot of the second halves, like we'll be trading live, and majority of that will be going on the Steam sheet, but you'll be getting it live there. And then, you know, the strongest stuff will be premiums. So like I said, I'm so excited for 2026. We're so set up to have a really good year. And again, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to do this and trusting me with the work. I wish you guys had a great holiday, great Merry Christmas. and a happy 2026 new year ahead. And yeah, again, I'm open book. You can ask any question. I'm not proud of a lot of the past. Again, if you don't look at your old self and cringe, you're either a saint or you're not evolving. One of the two. And there's very few saints on the planet. So if you don't look at your old self and cringe, you're probably not evolving. I don't look at a lot of the things in the past as shameful. I look at them as learning experiences. And if I was able to correct behavior instead of repeating it, that's why they didn't become habits. Because a lot of those habits would have became vices, and a lot of those vices would have been self-destructive. So luckily, I had the discipline to not allow them to become habits. And it isn't for everybody. I know not everybody had that same fate. So again, I'm not knocking anyone that's had trouble with that shit. With that said, I really do. I appreciate you guys. I wish you all the very best in 2026. Take your time. Don't make the mistake I did. The mistake I made was I wanted it all at once. I didn't realize that patience is rewarded more than anything else. Like if you want wealth, if you want knowledge, wisdom, whatever it is, you need patience. And we're not taught that. We're not born with that. And when you're young, you have very little of it. And my mistake was I wanted it all then. And I wanted it all at once instead of realizing small increments, little by little. I was looking for the big score to save money, not save little by little and let time be my greatest asset. Most of you guys are young, bro. You're young. You have nothing but time ahead of you. Take advantage of that. 2026 is going to be tough financially. It's going to be difficult over this next end of this decade, man, with AI taking over. Like there's a lot of changes coming. But again, you guys are young. You have time to take advantage of it. Avoid the mistakes I've made. I try to share them through the SteamRoom over this next 12 months. Please ask. Again, I'm not proud. I'm not touting those mistakes, but if I could share them and hopefully help some of you avoid them, then that would be awesome, bro. Because again, I made every mistake you could possibly make. Like I said, I came out here with no education, nobody waiting for me, no help. No, don't feel sorry for me, but I made every mistake. I've been evicted. I've had my electricity cut off. I've taken on different jobs. I've found myself in debt. I've made every mistake, bro. I've made every mistake you can make. Like I've that again. I'm not proud of that. I hope most people avoid that road, and I can help that. But anyway, we're just going all over the place, guys. I just want to thank you. Two team teasers. We just don't have them today, bro. If you up to -125, if you're using the ace approach and it's the Wong teaser and you're going through 3, 4, 6, 7, and you're not laying more than 125 and you're waiting until close to close, you're placing plus EV bets all day, all day, all day, all day. So let's go. You guys have a great day. Do damage. I love you. God bless. Xmas 25. Epic 2026. Remember who you're going to see at the top. Number one in profit over and over and over again. Best of luck. And like I said, these were just the weird SteamRoom this week and next as we close out the NFL season. But don't forget, we got college football, 2 futures still pending. Alabama and Ohio State both win us 25 units. So we're sitting pretty there. I love these college playoffs coming up. So let's get ready to do some damage. And again, thanks again, man. You guys are awesome. Best of luck today. Best of luck ahead. These guys.